A trip report from a user on Reddit named Duck Working 2 years ago in 2020. I decided to explore the depths of my consciousness with 100 times Salvia extract. After preparing mentally for the journey, I took a long rip, holding it for about 5 to 6 seconds before exhaling. At first, I felt nothing unusual and stared blankly at the smoke, questioning whether the substance would even affect me. However, almost immediately, an overwhelming wave of sensations crashed over me. It hit me like a freight train, and I couldn't help but shout, "Oh fuck." My voice stretching into an echoing sound that morphed into a high-pitched ee noise that filled the space around me. In an instant, the world around me froze like a slideshow, suspended in time. Then a rectangle portal materialized in front of me, expanding rapidly into a vast black hole that seemed to suck everything into abyss. This sequence unfolded incredibly fast, and before I knew it, I found myself in a strange building that resembled a school. The disorientation was palpable. I had no identity. I had no sense of my identity or understanding of where I was. It felt like I had forgotten I was under the influence of Salvia. Inside this school-like structure, there was a few figures with blurry, smeared auras, their features indistinct and shifting. Though I couldn't really understand what they were saying, I just had a sense of their intentions. They were trying to calm me, assuring me that everything would be alright. Oddly, I didn't realise anything was off in the moment. They seemed very friendly, but then a sort of dislike began to grow within me towards these figures. They felt insidious, like they were out to trap me in this strange realm. Suddenly, I experienced random ripples coursing through my being, my person, disorientating me further. I found myself in an office with warm colours and polished wood, a stark contrast to the chaos around me. Then this sort of lady appeared. She was just standing there, dressed in a menacing, evil red outfit, complete with a red navy type hat. She had this horrible negative energy, and I felt a sense of dread wash over me. It was as if she was there, trying to tell me a message that it was too late for me. And in that moment, I began to sink slowly, as if I was being pulled into the very fabric of this bizarre reality. I felt as if I was falling through an expanse of darkness where all of existence appeared as a black, streaky void, with the textures and properties of a book. The ripples I sensed were giant pages flipping through my consciousness, each turn drawing me deeper into an enchanted realm. As I fell further, I could feel a strange sensation, like I was getting stuck in the wood of the surroundings, my body half draped in this room of darkness. When I looked to my side, I saw my friends watching me, their smiles twisted and evil, glowing with this sort of ominous red light. Despite my friends being close, their faces were familiar, yet foreign, and I felt utterly detached from this reality I once knew. There was this old sort of grandfather clock in the corner, and every time it ticked, each ding was resonating through my very essence. I tried to raise myself from my seat, but I collapsed back down, unable to separate myself from the grip of this horrifying experience. At that moment, I could faintly perceive the real world. The edges of my trip started to begin to blur out. A flicker of recognition sparked within me, and I felt a yearning to the chaotic return of this landscape, the feeling both exhilarating and terrifying. Gradually, my surroundings began to reform, resembling the grainy static of an old television slowly coming back into focus. Suddenly, an overwhelming wave of nausea hit me, and I vomited, the contents resembling cough syrup. Then, for whatever reason, 10 minutes later, I decided to take a 3.5 gel tab, totaling 1400 micrograms, plunging back into the depths of the hallucination for the next 12 hours. This was the closest I ever came to losing my mind, and I felt what it feels like to lose my mind. I had to regroup myself multiple times.